Welcome to a very special episode of Coach's Corner, Ask the Athletes. I'm Jake Lancer with Danny Lynch for HWTV, and today we're joined with varsity basketball's Trent Perry and Nick Kamenia. The Wolverines are on the path to Sacramento as they get a rematch with St. John Bosco Saturday night in the regional semifinals. Trent, Nick, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We're really excited to have you on.
So before we start, let's just get into a little background information, just what grade you're in, how long you've been playing at Harvard Westlake, and so on.
I'm a sophomore, second year at Harvard Westlake, second year as a varsity basketball player.
I'm a junior. I've actually been here since my seventh grade year, but I started playing varsity when I was a freshman.
So, going back the last time against Bosco, things didn't go the way you wanted. What has Coach Rebo been doing in practice this week leading up to the rematch?
We've actually just been doing a lot of preparation on their plays, and just honestly playing hard. We know we have to finish the game. We've been kind of struggling on that. So going into Bosco, if we have a big lead, then we have to finish the game in the past 2 minutes.
Nick, would you say there's anything that he changed
as
up?
Trent said, we controlled them throughout pretty much the whole game. It really came down to the past 2 minutes. We just made a couple crucial mistakes that really cost us the game. So just keeping our foot on the gas the whole game.
In preparation, would you say there's anything that was changed from last time around to this time?
I mean, we've been going through a lot of their sets. So the ones we struggle with, Coach is really emphasizing for us to really improve on.
I mean, I like to say that this is like a revenge match coming back to this. So how do you think facing adversity like this, going into this game against the team that knocked you out, makes this game even more special?
I mean, our record doesn't say it a lot, but we faced adversity as a team throughout the season. Arizona, first half, we didn't play too well. Come in at halftime, then come in second half and blow the team out. I mean, it's been all year where we face adversity, so this isn't the first time, and Coach is really preparing us for this game. So it's just like any other game pretty much.
Yeah, going back off what Nick said, it's the whole process of throughout this whole season has been special. Even though our record is whatever it is, and we've had a winning record, I feel like throughout this entire process, we just come together each game closer as a unit, and going into this game, we're just going to be the best team we could be.
This team has some really key seniors that aren't only huge, on the floor, but also lead and are very vocal off the floor. Could each of you guys talk about one of the seniors on your team and how your relationship sort of grown with them as the years progressed?
Yeah, honestly, I feel like Brady Dunlap, I feel like I've grown with him not only as a player, but as a person as well. And we honestly, you see, we do a lot of TikToks.
Yeah.
We just love each other to hang out off the court. So I think with his leadership and just his humbleness, it has helped me to grow.
That's awesome.
Jacob Huggins as well. He's one goofy kid, but he's a really big guy for us. He makes a lot of different plays on the basketball court, but off the court, he's always talking to everybody, freshman, sophomore. It doesn't matter what you are. Always cracking jokes. He's been big for me. I can always go to him and talk about something. So yeah.
I want to flip the question now. Young freshmen on this team that get some big minutes, Dom and Amir.
Yeah.
How have your relationships grown with them as the season's progressed?
I mean, always talking to them, making jokes. It's the same as everybody. We're just such a close team. Amir and Dom get better every single day. It's just so cool to see their growth throughout the year. On Dom's side, he came in bullying everybody. I mean, Amir, he's so athletic and he's so good. They're both going to be really good players.
Yeah, specifically with Amir, I match up with him almost every practice, and he's honestly gave me a run for my money. Yeah, he doesn't play like a freshman at all. He definitely was way better how I was when I was a freshman, and he's going to be a great player here.
Awesome.
Yeah. Speaking of life experiences, I want to pause and take a moment to ask you guys what drives you as a player. I mean, it's no small feat being a student athlete. And so I want to give you guys a moment to tell our viewers what it's like, what drives you in basketball, what mindset you always try to maintain, and just what your life as a basketball player is like.
What drives me to play basketball is just my family, honestly. I want to be a pro. I want to go to the NBA. So just taking care of my family in the future, it really drives me.
Yeah, pretty much same for me. Both my parents play basketball. My dad's been on me ever since I was a little kid, helping me get better. So, I mean, to do it for them, do it for my parents who've worked so hard throughout their whole life to help me get to where I want to be, for sure.
Nick, being on a team with so many scorers and playmakers, I find it really impressive how you've been able to contribute not only in a scoring role, but also in a lot of other ways. You have great court vision and space the floor really well. How have you been able to flourish this season working with the team and not only scoring, but also doing other like smaller things, whether it's assisting, rebounding, just being there for the team?
I mean, Coach Rabibo has put me in a lot of different positions to make plays for guys. So, he puts a lot of trust in me to make certain passes that not a lot of people can make. I like to say I've been pretty good at passing throughout, most of my life. High IQ, so having that, it's helped me a lot. But just playing the game simple, really just trying to make the right play at every possession.
Yep.
Yeah, Nick, we just talked about your work ethic on the court, but I also want to take it off the court. Whenever you ask people, they're like, oh, he's such a great kid, great role model for everyone. And I even think after one game, I watched you pick up chairs after the game to make sure maintenance wouldn't have to clean it up. And I just want to ask, what example and legacy do you want to leave at Harvard Westlake?
I just want people to know I'm a great person. Outside of basketball, there's so much more than just basketball. At the end of the day, the basketball just stopped bouncing. One quote I live by is, the way you play basketball is the way you live your life. So I believe that if I do everything in life the right way, I'll do everything on the basketball court the right way. So, yeah.
Trent, watching you throughout this season, I've sort of given you the nickname of Mr. Reliable. Team's been in a lot of tight games this year, and you've never shied away from the competition. You've rose to the occasion and been a presence on both sides of the floor. Where do you get that intensity from, and has it always naturally been there, or have you sort of grown into that role?
I think it's always been there. It's just a passion for the game, honestly. Just no matter who's in front of me, no matter what the crowd is like, no matter what the game situation is like, I feel like at the end of the day, it's just basketball, and it's just fun. It's just fun to compete, fun to be with the guys that I have, and just fun to be able to win games.
Do you think you get that at all from Dante Russell, who you played with last year?
Yeah, Dante is like my brother. He still is my brother. We still keep in contact, and he was a big role model for me last year, especially because his leadership, even though he wasn't doing a bunch of the scoring, he was doing a bunch of assisting, talking to teammates, talking to players, talking to coaches, and just seeing that it's not just about scoring and that being a leader also reflects on the point guard as well. So just being able to have that and have that carry over to this year has helped me a lot.
Yeah, I also want to highlight you as a player. You have multiple offers. You're number 8 player in California, according to ESPN, and so on. Your stats just show who you are as a player. So we just want to ask, how recruiting has been for you so far this year.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like my life has changed after this summer, after last summer, because we honestly didn't know what was going to happen as soon as June 15 hit. Definitely had a bunch of coaches reaching out and saying that they're interested in me, and then honestly I just kept my head down and kept working, and then everything fell into place. But so far with rankings, I don't really pay attention to that as well because it's all politics in the end. So I just try to focus on what I could do, focus on what I could control, and then everything else will fall into play.
And we all just saw that you took a visit to Vanderbilt, so how did that go?
It was very fun. I was only out there for about a full day because I had to come back here and focus on state, but it was fun. Got to hang out with teammates, got to hang out with Coach Jerry Stackhouse, got to hang out with a bunch of other people that they feel like that can help me down the line, not only with basketball, just with life in general, and just got a feel for the city, and it was a great visit overall.
Yeah, and Nick, we also just saw you recently at a UCLA game, so have you been in talks with anyone, and how's your recruiting game been going?
I've been in talks with mostly Gonzaga, UCLA, and Stanford. Me and Trent actually went to a UCLA game last night. It was a really good game. The coaches at UCLA are, you almost feel like they're just regular people. If they weren't wearing a UCLA shirt, they're one of the nicest people you could probably meet. The recruitment process has been going pretty well for a sophomore. Too many coaches can't really contact me, so I've been blessed for what I have.
Yeah, I also just want to ask, it is so hard being a student athlete, so how do you guys just maintain all that travel time, traveling for basketball, and then coming back into class every day ready and prepared?
I think basketball has taught me how to manage my time and also work ethic. Me and Nick both know that grades mean a lot, and to be recruited by schools just at Stanford, it's just really a blessing because not only that they respect our basketball skills, but they also respect what we do in the classroom. So I feel like grades and everything just kind of set you in line for what it's going to in the future.
Yeah, I mean, like I said before, like basketball, it does end up there is an end to it. So, I mean, getting the right education for sure. I mean, after practice, it is sometimes tough mentally. Gotta be like, oh shit, I gotta do my homework. But end of the day, it is gonna help me be a better person. So.
Yeah, Trent, just going back to that point, I remember you had a LA Times article written about you, and, the article was posted about your gameplay. But then I remember I saw your mom commented on the Instagram post, actually, and he also has a super high GPA, right? So how's your family been there just throughout this whole process, on the floor, off the floor, just being there for you and always pushing you?
They're there through everything. They're there whenever I'm down. They're there whenever I'm having a good day. They're there when I'm having a bad day. They're always there. Like, they will never miss a game. They will always help me with my studies, and most importantly, they will never miss a visit. Like, they always travel together, and they're just my rock. They always have my back throughout thick and thin.
That's great to hear. So now I want to go back about 2 weeks ago to that West Ranch game. You're coming off a tough loss, and you haven't gotten much of a break, right? First game was Tuesday, second game's on Friday. And you're taking on a nationally ranked opponent who's playing for potentially winning Pool B for the first time in school history. It's a lot of emotions on the line, and it's a tough game nonetheless. Who sort of stepped up as a voice in the locker room before that game?
I mean, I think it was everybody pretty much. Coach Rubio set the tone. The seniors picked it up. Trent obviously talked to everybody. Robert Hinton, CJ. I mean, everybody was just talking about how big of a game it was. I mean, we just come off the loss to Bosco. And, I mean, we still had a chance to make the Open Division Championship. So, and then even then, we just wanted to win so bad. We just wanted to get off that weird feeling of coming off that loss to Bosco.
Trent, in that game, Andrew Meadows had been their leading scorer up until that point this season. I'm pretty sure either him or James Evans. You guys did a pretty good job of shutting both of them down and forcing other guys on West Ranch to step up. How are you trying to do that against Bosco on Saturday?
Honestly, with the game plan that Coach Rubio is implementing, I just feel like we just have to take pride in what we can do. We know they're two main players, Jack Turner and Elsie Harrington.
Yeah.
They're both really good players, really young, and we also have to rely on not only their other guys to score, but just in order to make them make tough shots, because we know that their two best players will end up making shots. But as long as we just stay focused, stay locked in, and then take pride on defense, I feel like everything will fall in line.
And then lastly for me, although Open Division Championship ended up not being in the cards this season, everyone on the team has really been vocal from the start of the season that, a state championship is what you guys are here for, and that's the end goal. And that's still very well, on the line. If each one had one word for the team's sort of mentality right now, what would it be?
Relentless. The reason why I say that is because even though there have been games where we've blown teams out, I feel like throughout the season we've stepped up in big games. And even though there, of course, the Bosco game and the game in Liberty that we fell a little short, we didn't give up. And I feel like now, even though we fell up short in the Southern Section Open Division, we're still not giving up. We know there's a chance. We know we're one of the best teams in California, and we know we could beat the teams down the line to get a championship.
And I would just say win. I mean, we, from last year, coming up in second, even in the summer, coming up in Section 7, going to Vegas Border League, coming up second. I mean, we just have this chip on our shoulder. We all think, we're all tired of just coming up second. It's time for us to really win and put it together. So just doing whatever it takes to win and coming out on top.
Yeah, well, thank you guys so much for joining us. We're all rooting for you this weekend. Good luck in your game. I'm Danny Lynch with Jake Lancer. We'll see you next time on Ask the Athlete. Enjoy the game.